For the soul, there's no color but humanity.
I wanna change.
Do ya?
I wanna change.
Do ya?
I wanna change.
Oh, here we go.
I wanna help the people who are mentally chained, whose minds have been trained to go right down the drain. I wanna help my people who felt nothing but pain. My people who felt nothing but pain. I wanna teach many things.
What is hip-hop debate? I think hip-hop debate would be sort of like hip-hop everything else, right? It's a hip-hop spin on, it's really inserting our voices, the voice of youth culture, urban arts culture, the voices of people who have been traditionally disadvantaged, the voices of people who aren't heard, essentially, into the realm of debate, just like hip-hop and education, you know, and hip-hop activism and all that, you know, changing the sector through our presence in it.
Let's all get our youth on the same track because we can all be educated and we all want it. And after we get it, we can do plenty of things. We can build up this country because
hip-hop debate is the classic form of debate. All of the high standards that make debate exciting, incredible, with an infusion of cultural perspective and approach, the use of emceeing, spoken word, lyrics past and present, music, rhyme, dance.
Killer of man, I am the plague, ignorance, the unavoidable sin, the anti-game, anti-intelligence assassin, poison, ready for action to let you do the blast, and I'm the devastator, the beginning of every end. I am the plague, ignorance, the unavoidable sin, the anti-game, anti-intelligence bane, whose sole purpose on this planet is to facilitate pain. Thank you.
This summer, the young people put on All I Need Is One Mic. It was a hip-hop debate showcase where the young people performed at a cultural center in Seattle, and they focused all their arguments in their public debate around police accountability and establishing a citizens review board for the Seattle Police Department.
Hip-hop debate, you know, put in a nutshell, is a structured discussion consisting of an affirmative team and a negative team. Both teams have two speakers in this case. The affirmative team proposes a plan for change, while the negative either adds more to their plan or disagrees with it.
I'm just gonna go right to the point. There have been 9 killings of black men over the past 9 years by police officers, and nothing's been done about it.
It sounds nice, simple, and easy, but it's definitely not. Both teams have to analyze society, research policies, and incidents of interest, and put all of those things together to make their point. Now, in hip-hop debate, we have an advantage. We can put all of these facts into raps, songs, spoken word pieces, and visual art.
He slapped the cuffs on, then I was forced in the squad car. I got dents on the clean record, so it's now all war. These feds up to no good, trying to pull a quick scheme. My pockets was clean, then he reached with a zippy.
So my first question to the affirmative team is, what is your plan? What do you plan to do about the police harassment in the community?
We plan to, while I was in my speech, I was also supposed to present my solution, which is the Citizens Review Board that we're trying to set up to prevent this police brutality, to answer your question.
How are you planning on selecting the citizens?
We propose a board that consists of 7 unpaid citizen members with 1 member from each of the city council member.
So the citizens on the Citizen Review Board will be nominated by a council member?
Yes, and the citizens themselves.
Are they going to be nominated by a council member or the citizens themselves?
Council member.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you.
It is a sight to behold to watch a team get ready for a tournament. It is an amazing research project, and it is quite a sight to see a high school student walk into a library and treat it as a resource in the same manner you would expect a graduate student at a university to treat the research at hand. They seek a grasp of an entire field of discussion by the end of the year. These students don't pick a specialty. They have to look across a field of research.
With an activity like, hold up, wait a minute, which is how they'll end up saying it, is that the students are able to get an opportunity to put themselves in the shoes of their opponents and then what they actually would argue as proponents of a particular argument. And so they have to see all sides in order to make sure that their arguments are as strong as they can possibly be.
Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Basically, there's no point in them trying to change it because you can't tell who's in the game or not. We could both have on red, but don't mean we're bloods as they were going to match, or we all could have on blue, or everybody in this room could have on green, purple, orange, or any color. It doesn't mean that we're a part of the game. We're just a group of people. Here, we're just a group of people trying to make change.
When we talk about different forms of expression being drawn into debate over time, it's interesting to watch the evolution of debate as a process from the perspective of how inclusive has it been of particular forms of argument.
What we did was we established a studio recording session time. We did a few of them at Buttermilk Studios with Amos Miller, 206 Vintage.
Well, that's a good place to start, though. Why don't we split the 8? You and me could figure out, learn how we're working
The
together.
students have been working since April to put together their speeches in the form of rhymes, spoken word, and poetry that they can use in their debate rounds and also for public debates. And this is something that they also can create a compilation CD that can be used as evidence by other teams all around the country.
That's why. Oh yeah, it's cool though. Mic check 1, 2. Prepping for the dash point, man. Up in Amos's studio. I'm ready for it.
Infamous production.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened. Let's go. And DP, I'm slipping, but the feds see me. I'm 3 deep, wearing green with the white tee. The lights be flashing like a Mardi Gras scene with the beam. Focus on the spleen, ready to excrete. Class is called Hip Hop and Debate. So really, when you have if you force someone to think in a certain way and try to defend that point, that's what debating is. There's an affirmative side and a negative side. So you might agree with the other team and what they're saying, but you have to come up with something to oppose what they're saying and try to win the round. So I think that was a real good exercise for us to just get our brains working and have us all, think about the positive effects of this and the negative effects.
I spit into a mic, but not in a studio.
Oh, what?
Yeah. At my maximum capacity. I can't take it. Apartheid, too, trying to make sure we don't make it. Convictions for drugs is at an all-time high. Only in the black community, though. I wonder why. Racial disparities and enforced incarceration locked up 6 times higher than South Africa was facing.
Apartheid 2. Apartheid 2 was the first time we took our Langston Hughes group to the studio, to Buttermilk, to record a song. And for particularly the young women in the group, Geneva and Isis, it was their first time rhyming. And I think for them, it was really empowering to see them go from, being poets, making their arguments and being artists and whatnot, but going and really solidifying it in the studio, making it a track and having it be, okay, this is going to be your evidence for the debate round.
But the question was, okay, so what about the artists? We need the artists now. And so I met Miss Tony Hill. And I have to say how essential she was in this process and these are our intellects, right? These are organic intellectuals. I don't care if you have a PhD or not. These people are our PhDs, right? They understand the arguments the young people are working because they're writing about these too. They're doing the same research. They're using the vocabulary that you'll see in a top-notch college debater. And so you have this middle and this mentorship that is so intellectually engaging for the young people.
For prophets. We spoke of peace. He pulled out his piece and made everyone get down on their knees. People would rather have lies in their hearts than empty pockets. It's a crime how mankind uses prophecy for profit.
Is the fact that we're meeting the students where they are, and we're also letting, hip-hop culture is youth culture and youth movement. Just traditionally, from its inception, that was what it was used for. It was a voice of the people, it was a voice of the community, the youth, and whatever they had, the ways that they were expressing themselves, whether it was through dance, whether it was through artwork, etc. And so what we were doing is empowering them and giving them an opportunity to, speak their own language, you know, let them express themselves how they want to express themselves. So, you know, when you're talking about something, you want to consider the language or the verbiage that you may be using when talking about that.
There's absolutely a lot of excitement that's been generated around doing hip hop and debate, because what students see is they see themselves and their culture reflected in the mirror in their educational setting. And so that's something that instills a sense of just comfort and also motivation, because it's something that they can connect to on a much more interpersonal level.
Let's get it poppin', man. Public service announcement.
Seattle Police Department.
Seattle Police Department. You ready? Let's just do it, Jay. Let's get it poppin', man.
Accountability for police misconduct and violence.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Infamous. I'm part of the hip-hop debate class at Langston Hughes. I'm 17 years old. Yeah, 17 years old. I'm a rapper, producer, beat maker, and just into music and anything. I'm also a performer, too.
And I mean, one of our students, he thought that all he wanted to do was rap. That's all he cared about. He was just gonna body rock the club, right? He was gonna make everyone just have a good time, and that's his thing, right? Because if he started talking or doing anything that had anything of social relevance, then it would sound cheesy.
You know, at first, usually, you know, debating wasn't really my thing. And Y King, he walked up to me, you know, he hooks me up with all my shows. He walked up to me, he's like, man, we need you in the hip-hop debating class for the beats, and also you can debate also. And I was like, it's a hip-hop debating class? He was like, yeah. So I was like, well, you know, if they need me for some beats, I mean, if it's hip-hop, then I'm there. So, you know, I was like, well, let's do it.
The one thing that I saw him do was about a week and a half into the program, maybe 2 weeks at the most, he came back to class and he said, all right, well, I've been thinking about this whole thing. I think I have a great cut. It is so great. And it's all about the beef between the CD and the South End and how we just need to make peace. He's like, you know, I've been seeing my friends shot out here in the streets, and I'm tired of it, and I'm gonna say something about it. And he performed it for us, and we're like, all right, okay, that's pretty good. And he kept on working on it, and it was filthy. It was so great. And he said to me afterwards, he said, you know, I really can use my skill and my talent to teach.
Yes, if you can write a song, you can write a book. If you can write a book, you can write a movie. If you can write a movie, you can change the world. I mean, I'm basically trying to get you to transfer. Yes, you can transfer this small love for hip hop into something very large. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, oh, I can do a few dance steps or I can do a move. It's not all one-dimensional like that. I wanted to tell y'all a few things about how hip-hop relates to debate and education.
The way we're not told how to use our minds, we're just told to use our minds. So I do really like that.
This program is worth it. This program, if there's a lot of people out there in the streets that don't have anything to do, that's been in trouble, that wants to stay out of trouble, this is a perfect program to come to. A perfect program to come to. So, that's it.
I want to change.
Do you want to change?
Who won? I want to change.
Do you want to change?
I want to change.
Tell me who. Do you want